All right, Mr. Jimmy, roses. So what do we need to know about getting our roses ready
Okay.
for the spring?
One of the things that I've asked more about anything else, when do I move a rose?
Oh, okay.
Now's the time to move the rose.
Now's the time.
Prepare you a hole to put it in. Mix you up a good compost mixture.
Okay.
Put some superphosphate or bone meal in the bottom of the hole. Dig it up with a ball of dirt and set it in a new hole. Water it in and let her go. You'll never know it's been moved. Another thing about planting roses, you'll buy them in a pot. And I found in order to make that plant go, rather than pull it out and lose all of the root ball around it, if you'll take your pot, cut the bottom of it out, set it down in the hole, take your box cutter and cut the pot while it's in the hole and pull the pot out around it, and it'll never know it's been moved.
Oh, how about that?
I'm in a hurry because I don't have much time. Now, we want to talk about pruning. Okay, this year we've had an awful lot of winter damage. You can see it on this cane here. It's dead down to it. You cut below the winter damage, you cut to a bud eye, a little eye right there. You cut it at an angle. Now, you want to cut to white pith. There's no white pith here. There's green pith. Let's use another cane. All right, we're cutting this one. We want to cut it to white pith.
Okay.
You can see
I
white
can see
pith. That's the way it'll grow back good. Trim it up good. If you got leaves on the bushes, get them off. You need to pull the bushes off, the leaves off, because they've been there all winter. They've got disease. Now a climber, you'll have canes on a climber. You'll have little buds like this coming out. Cut them all off. Strip that cane off. Now I know this one's dead because it's got winter damage, but I didn't have a live one, so I brought this one.
So we're going to strip it all off?
Yeah,
Okay.
snip all those off. You do not want to prune a climber that's a one-time bloomer. If you do, you'll not have blooms this year.
Oh, okay.
The two of us that brings to mind is a white dawn and a blaze. They're one-time bloomers. They bloom good in the spring, but you prune them after they bloom.
After they bloom.
After they bloom.
Make sure we get
Now,
that.
Knockout roses. Most everybody
Knockouts.
now grows knockout
Yes,
roses.
they do.
There's a good example of it. You don't prune them like you do a hybrid tea. But what I like to do is get all of the twiggy growth off of it, shape the bush, get to the good strong stems. Kind of give it around that thick. Cut it down. It won't hurt to cut it. Just take your little dose of courage and just
Okay.
cut it down. It'll grow back.
I'm taking
All
good
you
notes,
need-
Mr. Jimmy, because I have knockouts at home, so I'm taking good notes.
Okay, so all of your good growth comes from new growth from a thing. Little
Okay.
old stems like that, cut it off.
I said, we pruning that to
right.
nothing. Yeah.
Right there, you'll get good growth coming about from down here. And this bush here was a home run. And after the first bloom cycle, they'll throw these big canes up like that. If you got one of them sticking out,
Wow.
cut it off. If you can.
If you can.
Cut it off.
All right, cut it off.
Cut it off. It'll grow out. It'll grow back from this.
Wow, how about that?
Now,
That was severely pruned, looks like.
Yes, it was.
All right.
this will represent a hybrid tea.
Hybrid tea.
You prune them all together different.
Okay.
You want to cut out all of the dead wood to start with, all the twiggy growth to start with. You want to open the bush up
Okay.
to where you've got good air circulation in the middle. And you can cut a bush to make it grow any way you want to by locating the bud eyes. If you got one coming out here and you want it to grow that way, you cut it here.
Oh, okay.
If you want it to grow inside, which you do not want to, you cut it here. You see the bud eyes coming out? You recognize bud eyes by little swellings that you see on the bush.
Okay.
And we're gonna butcher this booger too good. When we get through with it,
Watch out, Walt.
when we get through with it, it'll be opened up. The bud eyes should be to the outside. The center of the bush should be open.
Should be
Just like, that's your good hybrid tea blooming right there.
Almost like a
I'd like to, okay.
A
After you do-
bowl, yeah.
It is.
Like you said, a bowl in it.
I covered dead wood. First thing you do in the bush when you're pruning is cut the dead wood out first.
Okay.
Then get your twiggy growth out. Cut to a white green pith. See you got dead cane. You're
Right,
going to
I
have a
see it.
lot of winter damage this year because we had some rough weather. See, that's still got kind of caramel, it's called. You want to go to white with good white pith like that.
Okay. I got you.
Good white pith, and that's the way it did. Now, after you do that,
All right.
I like to come in there with a good dormant spray and spray them.
Okay.
Spray them with either lime sulfur or oil, and I've used both, a mixture of both. Now, the mixture I use is 4 tablespoons of each in a gallon of water to spray them all up.
Now, why do we need to spray them, though? Let's tell our viewers.
To clean up the leftover diseases from last year and some insect eggs that might be on the bush.
Okay.
Spray your dormant oil, and you. Now, your feeding, after you get all this pruned up, what I like to do is use a good organic fertilizer. Rose Tone's a good one. It's got chemical and organics in it also. Organics, you can use cottonseed meal, alfalfa pellets, chicken pellets if you can find them, and then I use about a cup or 2 of, especially around your knockout roses, about 2 cups of triple 13 around them. I'll carry them the rest of the year. They'll bloom on, keep on coming. After they want to start blooming, you need to trim them back, trim the blooms back. And for preventive on your hybrid teas, your climbers, your miniatures, there's 2 products out there that you buy at the box stores. One is Rose Pride, a tablespoon to the gallon, but read the directions on the bottle.
Okay.
So sometimes the formula changes. And another one's the Immunox that you spray on a weekly basis.
Wow, weekly.
On a weekly basis. Those 2 are.
Okay.
When you get a little further into it, talk to Rosaire, and they'll come up with a formula that you use every 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's what I use. But you can't buy a commercial.
Okay. Now tell me this, when is the best time to prune our roses, though?
Right now.
Right now. So we can do that right now.
We say from President's Day till 1st of March, and that's coming up on this show, 1st of March. Prune them. They're ready to prune. Hopefully the weather will break a little bit. I've already started pruning about 25 bushes, and I've got about 400 more to go. So I start early usually. Another thing you need to watch for after you prune, if you prune early, is dieback. You'll see black, after you cut this off, you see something black starting to come down there, and it'll crawl on down that cane and go plumb down. When you find that, you want to cut below that dieback, we call it.
Okay.
In order to save that bush.
Mr. Jimmy, we appreciate that information. Well, you gave us a lot. That's good. So now we go home and take care of those roses. Well,
That's right.
now I know what to do with my knockouts.
Nothing in it more prettier than a rose.
All right, there you have it for the Master Rosier himself.
Except for Pretty Woman.
Except for Pretty Woman. There you go.